Charles was a man who had everything: a thriving business, a loving wife, Bola, and 4 beautiful children. His wife, Bola, was the envy of all their friends. She was a successful CEO, a flawless homemaker, and a mother who seemed to possess endless patience and love. Everyone thought she was an angel, and Charles believed he was the luckiest man alive. She did everything perfectly, never making a mistake. But they had no idea how close to the truth they were. Bola was far from human. Late one night, returning from a business trip, Charles walked into the house to a strange quiet. The air was too still. As he tiptoed past the children's rooms, he heard a sound from the nursery of their youngest, a deep, guttural growl that made the hair on his arms stand up. His heart pounding, he pushed the door open and froze. There, in the dim moonlight, sat Bola on the edge of the crib, looking down at their 6-month-old baby. But it wasn't the Bola he knew. 2 sharp horns curled from her head, her eyes glowed a terrifying blood red, a long, sinuous tail swished behind her, and one of her legs was transformed into the hooved limb of a beast. The baby cooed, reaching a tiny hand up to touch her monstrous face, completely unafraid. A scream tore from Charles's throat. "Jesus!" Instantly, the creature vanished. In her place was Bola, his beautiful wife, her eyes wide with shock and fear at being discovered. The horns, tail, and glowing eyes were gone, but the image was burned into Charles's mind. What are you?" he stammered, backing away. Tears filled Bola's eyes. "I was sent to destroy you," she confessed, her voice trembling. "I'm from the kingdom of darkness. My mission was to ruin your business, scatter your destiny, and bring your family to ruin." Charles stared, his world crumbling. The perfect life he cherished was a lie. "But I couldn't," Bola continued, sobbing. "I fell in love with you, Charles, and our children, they changed me. Your prayers every night, the faith in this house, it became a ring of fire I could not cross. I tried to bring harm, but the love here was too strong. It protected you." Just as she spoke, a cold, sinister energy filled the room. The shadowy figures of her kind emerged from the corners, their red eyes fixed on her with fury. "You have betrayed your purpose," a tall, imposing figure hissed, her spirit husband. "You chose this man, so he will pay the price." As the figure pointed a shadowy hand at Charles, an excruciating pain shot through him, and he collapsed, his legs suddenly paralyzed. Bola, seeing the man she loved in agony, stood between him and the spirits, her human form trembling but determined. "You will not have him," she declared, her voice filled with a mother's courage. "This family belongs to God, not to darkness." Realizing the truth in her words, Charles, helpless on the floor, began to pray as he had never prayed before. He called on the blood of Jesus to shield his family, his voice filled with a faith born of terror and love. A warm, comforting light filled the room, and the shadowy spirits shrieked as they were pushed back, their power broken by a force they could not fight. With a final hateful glare from their leader, they vanished into the darkness. In the aftermath, Charles's paralysis slowly subsided. The doctors could find no medical explanation for his sudden affliction or his recovery. He now understood the gravity of his family's situation. The witch he married was not his enemy. She was the one who had chosen to protect them, and now they were all in danger. From that day on, their life was different. They were a family bound not just by love, but by a shared secret and a common enemy. Bola taught Charles and the children about the darkness she came from, and together their faith deepened. Their prayers were no longer just a nightly ritual, but a shield, a weapon against the unseen dangers that now lurked, waiting for a moment of weakness. Charles never forgot the lesson he learned that night, that steadfast faith and a family's love could overcome any darkness, even the kind you find sleeping next to you.